Welcome to today's show. This is the Chima podcast. You can follow me on YouTube at Lord Chima. And don't forget to share the podcast. Don't forget to like it. It helps us with the algorithm. Share to your friends and loved ones. So we have a big show today. We have a lot to talk about. And the topic for today's podcast is Trump. Trump is a great president, period. Trump is a great president. No matter how you slice it, no matter how you look at it. And greatness in this context is not whether he's a righteous man or whether he is some evil or menacing man. No. Greatness in this regard is to be looked at objectively about his record. How one single man has dominated the Republican politics. How one single man has dominated American politics for 10 years and counting. No other one has done it in our modern era. No one. His remarkable comeback has shown that 2016 was not a fluke. His victory has shown that 2024 did not happen just because of the weakness or the infirmities of his opponents. No. It happened because he's a great man. He's a visionary leader. It happened because people can remember what happened 6, 7 years ago, 5 years ago, when he was in office. Even though many did not give him credit at the time, but when he came back this time around, it was something different. He has matured, he has learned, and he's ready to go. And I am sure you've all seen also how all the great realignment is happening. How the oligarchs, the tech oligarchs, have come together. You know, they did that because they know that Trump has succeeded in vanquishing all his foes. Literally. Only the blind and the envious will not admit to it. Only the blind and envious will not admit that in Trump is the trappings of a great president. And towards the end, I am going to read an article by John Harris. He's the editor, the global editor of Politico. But I'll get to that later. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we have seen in the past week, because it's been just 1 week of taking power, but what we have seen in the past 1 week is nothing short of a blitzkrieg. It's a blitzkrieg that we haven't seen in American politics in a very, very long time, at least not in my time. You know, we have seen policies from day one, policies, executive orders foreign direct investments, an investment from within. We have seen it pour in like in no other time. We have seen over 200 executive orders, including 2 emergency declarations, one at the border and one regarding energy exploration. We have seen those. We have seen the suspension of birthright citizenship. And I am sure some of you who have been following the news knows that that has already been challenged, and a judge has put it on hold. We also saw that President Trump has indicated that that will be appealed. So we are poised to see a legal battle all the way to the Supreme Court. So it's going to be interesting to watch. We have also seen officially Trump's declaration that in America only 2 genders are recognized, male and female. That signals that in Trump's America, wokeism is dead. And we have also seen pardons. The pardoning of J6 people, J6 protesters or rioters. And we have also seen the military unleashed at the border. Not just the military being unleashed at the border, we have seen deportation taking place. We have seen two categories of illegal migrants being returned to Mexico and Colombia. So it's happening, guys. It's happening. The speed at which these things are happening, we haven't seen in a very long time. It's difficult for the media to keep up. So it's going to take the media, independent media, podcasters, weeks to unpack everything that has happened within 1 week of his presidency. And as someone was saying, that things are moving at a supersonic pace. Because this man is not joking. He's not playing this time around. He now understands DC more than he did during his first time. So he understands that he has to have his people in place so that they can carry out his orders. And that's what's going on. In fact, news just broke that 12 inspector generals from the State Departments and the Pentagon has been fired. And the idea is to replace them with people who will carry out his orders. He knows he has 4 years to do this. So we are watching. Definitely watching. Everything that Trump has done up till this moment has the DNA of great and consequential presidents. I don't know how anybody can argue with that. Having won a historic election, having survived lawfare, having survived his battle with the media, having survived all of that, I am definitely sure that Trump is destined to be remembered as a great American president. Definitely. And I will go into some of the investments that has poured in already. I will talk about it. So there is actually, let me look. There is an incredible amount of money coming in to the US from within and from outside. For instance, the Crown Prince, Saudi Arabia, has pledged to invest 600 billion in the US economy within the 4 years of Trump's presidency. That is incredible. And I hear Trump saying that he would persuade him to increase it up to 1 trillion. We'll see how that goes. But that's an incredible amount of investment. Imagine how many jobs that will create. Imagine that. And now we saw a group of tech giants led by Oracle CEO, SoftBank CEO, and I believe OpenAI. They're coming together and forming this gigantic project. They call it Stargate. So in Stargate, they are going to build an AI infrastructure, the biggest AI infrastructure investment anywhere in the world. They have pledged to invest 500 billion in this project, creating over 200,000 high-paying jobs. So this is what we are seeing, guys. This is what we are seeing. And construction of these data centers have already started from Texas. They started constructing 10 of those in Texas, and it was spread to other part of the country. That is too much. And then you look at not just the data centers that will be built, because for this project, these projects will require quantum and quantums of energy. So America needs to unleash its energy resources. And I'm sure you are familiar with drill, baby, drill. President Trump is going to drill energy to the fullness, because these companies, when they come in, and as they're doing, they are going to require energy, a lot of energy. This kind of infrastructure cannot be powered by wind, solar. It cannot. So this Green New Deal thing is all a piece of garbage when you're talking about investments like this. So America is ripe to unleash its energy resources to be able to power this kind of development. And that is why, this massive kind of infrastructure lends credence to the saying that fossil fuel remains the engine that propels human industrialization and civilization. How else are we gonna have enough energy to be able to support this kind of infrastructure? No way. So that's what's going on right now, and we are excited about it because we know what that means to the economy. We know what that means to the stock market. And we see what S&P 500 has done in the past few days, reaching a height that it has never gotten to. So that's what's going on, guys. That's what's going on. And I was listening to the CEO of, I believe it was OpenAI or SoftBank. I believe it was OpenAI. He was trying to give an insight into what Stargate will be doing, how Stargate will revolutionize the whole economy, from manufacturing to service to healthcare. For instance, cancer research, how AI will power cancer research and cancer gene sequencing to another level, that doctors from one part of the world are able to access resources in another part of the world almost in real time because of AI capabilities. These are things that we cannot imagine, but they will be happening. But the idea is to make US the leader in AI, because China is right there doing their thing. And you don't kid when you don't mess around when China is in it. So that's what's going on, guys. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. We also see Trump's proposal is a joint venture proposal to save TikTok. He actually proposed a 50-50 split in order to save it. And I think that will probably happen. That will probably happen. That will probably happen. So, guys, I will read from John Harris. I think I have something here from John Harris. And in case you guys don't know who John Harris is, he is the founding editor of Politico. He's the founding global editor-in-chief of Politico. And we know that also Harris is not a fan of Trump. But at some point, the truth will have to be told. So I'll read some of the things he wrote a few days ago about Trump. And he has a column where he shares his perspective on politics in time of radical disruption, he calls it. And I think he has singled out this moment in history as that period of radical disruption. And I will read what he wrote about Trump. So remember, this is a never Trumper. He's not one of those that pander to Trump. He says this. He says, and I will quote, he says, "Great presidents are unifiers, mostly in retrospect." He says, "Most great presidents divide the nation before reuniting it in a new level of national understanding." And this is exactly what has happened to Trump, guys. Only after 2020 election, after not being in office for 4 years, that 4 years gave Americans the time to evaluate, to admit, in retrospect, that Trump is a man of the moment. He continues to write. He says, "This is the same sentiment uttered by FDR. All our great presidents were leaders of thoughts at a time when certain ideas in the life of our nation had to be clarified." FDR also said, according to John Harris, "I ask you to judge me by the enemies I made." He continues to write that Trump has demonstrated the signatures of most consequential presidents. And he said here that at the most flamboyant rhetoric of Trump's inaugural address, baby drill, baby drill, retaking the Panama Canal, renaming the Gulf of Mexico, sending troops to the border, are all expressions of his genuine worldview. Like his influential predecessors, his arguments have shifted the themes of our national debate in ways that echo within both parties, and I would add that it echoes across America. And this argument is already going on. Like other large presidents, John Harris continued, Trump has been a communication innovator, and exploited technological shift more effectively than his rivals. In that sense, Trump's use of social media recalls Franklin Roosevelt's mastery of the radio and John F. Kennedy's and Ronald Reagan's mastery of television. Finally, he wrote, "One more signature of consequential president is an uncommon psychological toughness. Trump emerged from all his legal and social and political tribulation and morass as a larger-than-life figure." I think that says that sums it all. Trump is a great president. Period. We are seeing it before our eyes. And the next 4 years will unleash economic prosperity and secured border like we have never seen. All right, guys. I think this is enough for the day. Follow me on YouTube at Lord Chima. Share this video, like it, and I will see you guys next time. I will do a video on birthright citizenship. And until then, have a good one. Thank you, and bye.